Well, good evening, brothers and sisters. It's been a whirlwind 3 years, hasn't it? And I stand here a grayer man than when I got here, that is for sure. But thankfully, not a balder one, because I don't think I can quite pull off the Clark. So I'm very excited about that. But now as my wife Ruthie and our 4 kids are about ready to pack up the minivan to head back to West Michigan, far away from any place my brother James Kong can set the curve for my year-long internship, we just wanted to take a moment just to reminisce here about these years that we've passed. It's hard to imagine that just the memory on my iPhone, with the photos popped up, and it was during my trip here back in 2016. So 5 years ago, I had visited my cousin who lives in the area, and he indulged me, and he said, "Hey, yeah, let's make the trip out to Escondido." So we came here. We took a glance at all the classrooms here. We got to see the campus. We got to see back down the hill where the excavators were clearing the land for the new housing development. Things were very excited, but it all seemed so very impossible. We got to have lunch with Dr. Estelle, and of course we went to Los Charles because that's where you go with Dr. Estelle when he takes you out to lunch. And as he was there joking around with my cousin and I, it just became very clear. We had some good Mexican food, the conversation went well, and it just became so clear that this was the spot that we were supposed to be at. 6 years prior to my visit here, I briefly attended Calvin, and that was an experience. And another place in town was another place that's thoroughly ensconced in the 17th century. But here we found a great school that was committed to the Reformed confessions, that was speaking to today, and it was just an amazing thing. It's hard to put into words, but being the husband of Ruth, and we had 3 kids at the time. We now have 4. It was just this dream that we never thought could really happen, but God, in an amazing way, providentially opened up the doors to enable us to be here. And by His grace, through the generosity of our church, through many individuals, and just the job that we had, we were here. And we pulled up and enrolled in July 2018, and getting kicked in the teeth by summer Greek with Dr. Telfer, and we've been getting kicked in the teeth ever since, it feels like, for the past 3 years, but that's okay. I've really enjoyed learning to cry myself to sleep this past 3 years. But with all that set aside, President Kim, I just wanted to say thank you, and the rest of the faculty and staff and administration here at Westminster Seminary, California. It's been a dream come true to be able to be here. I just wanted to say thank you for all the lessons that you've taught us inside and outside of the classrooms, the fun ones and sometimes the not so fun ones, but the necessary ones. And I just want to say thank you so much for everything. I also wanted to especially thank Dr. Craig Troxel for the many conversations that we've had. I just pray that someday, if the Lord places people under us, that Ruth and I would be able to love and care for the people like you and Carol have done for us. I really appreciate everything. Dr. Van Drunen, with his patience with me on the golf course a number of times, and sitting under his lectures, and the wonderful feedback when he gives you that email saying, "I'd love to talk to you about your sermon that you just preached at Escondido Orthodox Presbyterian Church." It's all good stuff, all great things to hear, and also Pastor Keel and Dr. Estelle and the Boz, just the hospitality that you've shown us, the love that you've shown us during this time, the meals that you brought us when Ben was born. It's been a ride. It's been a wonderful, wonderful time. So thank you all. And to my classmates, I just want to thank you for all the conversations, for the laughs, for the good times, for the times around the bonfire where we had some stretching conversations. I just wanted to especially thank Andrew and Heidi Smith, Alan and Cassie Giles, Austin, Sharon Rifle, Jeffrey and Emily Carroll, Robert Carrig especially. Thank you guys for your friendships, and I look forward to many more years, Lord willing, where we can have good times and share stories about the ministry if the Lord sees fit to have us there. And finally, I just wanted to say thank you to my wonderful wife and kids, Evie, Abby, Timmy, and Benji, or Bencenzo as we call him in the Scaturro household. just want to say thank you so much for being willing to come here, to moving away from Opa and Oma and Grandma and all your friends, and coming here and loving me even when I had to lock the door and read and write and study for exams. You guys have sacrificed so much, and I'm very grateful for everything that you guys have done. And my wife, especially Ruth, thank you for allowing this crazy thing to happen, for selling our house, for leaving our wonderful church family, for all the ways that you keep the ordered chaos of 4 kids in an apartment while homeschooling. Thank you for everything that you've done for me. Thank you for all that you've done for our family. I love you, and there's no way any of this could happen without you. So with that being said, class of 21, I just wanted to leave you with the closing words of J.C. Ryle's chapter, The Fight, from his book Holiness, as we go off to serve Christ, his gospel, and his church. I think everybody, every time that's said, a marketing executive someplace gets its wings. So, but J.C. Ryle says, may we never forget that without fighting, there can be no holiness while we live, and no crown of glory while we die. So I encourage you all to fight well, brothers and sisters. Fight well. Thank you.